Have you ever said something just to sound cool and instantly regretted it? Yeah, me too. And that moment taught me one of the most powerful lessons about storytelling and communication in general. Hey, my name is Anurag, and today I would like to share a story that changed how I connect, how I speak, and how I show up in the context of official meetings, on stage, or in everyday life. Let's talk about storytelling, not just as a skill, but as a way to connect, express, and to be understood. In 2020, when I was taking my French B2 classes, we had this madam named Vidya. She was very strict and thorough in her teachings. Most of the students not very fond of her, but me, I was a big fan because of the same reasons. One day we had this activity where we sat in a circle and one person would ask a question to the next, they would answer, and the second person would ask the question to the next one, and that's how the circle continues. Simple, right? I used to have a long beard at that time, as you can see. So the guy before me asked, Anurag, quand était la dernière fois que tu as coupé ton barbe? When was the last time you cut your beard? And I responded, jamais, je n'ai jamais fait ça. Never, I never did that. Our ma'am gently interrupted and said, Anurag, you never really cut it? And at that moment, I realized I was just trying to sound cool. I thought that guy asked me when was the last time I shaved, and I never shaved. But instead of taking a moment to understand and then explain and answer this question, I just threw out a one word to impress. In this activity, our ma'am wanted us to elaborate our responses, as you can understand. She wanted us to take the opportunity to practice our French. So she gently corrected me and said something that stuck with me. Don't try to impress, try to express. I got nervous and felt a bit embarrassed, as you can imagine, but it's one of the best pieces of advice I have ever received. Not just in the context of language learning, but for communicating in general. That moment stayed with me because honestly, I admit I've had this subconscious habit of always performing, of trying to impress people. But storytelling at its core is about expression, not performance. That one line, express, not impress, has shaped me how I think about communication. And especially when it comes to storytelling, it's everything. So today, I would like to keep things simple. I want to share with you three tips to care about and three traps to avoid. The first one, clear communication. I know this one sounds obvious, but I think it often gets overlooked. Clear communication means using the right volume, loud enough to be heard, but at the same time, you don't want to shout. Articulate your words, do not rush or mumble. Use simple everyday vocabulary. Very important. You don't need fancy vocabulary to sound smart. You need clarity to be understood. If your audience don't follow what you're saying, they won't care how brilliant your message is, isn't it? Another tip I would like to share with you is engaging your emotions simply by sharing them. I learned people don't just remember facts, they remember how you make them feel. And the easiest way to make people feel something is to feel it by yourself. If I'm excited, I'm gonna show. If I'm nervous, I'll let them know. And if something moved me, I'm gonna share it. When I am real, people connect. And I believe it's the connection is what makes the communication powerful. The third tip is voice modulation. Your voice is not just a sound, it's a tool. Use it to keep your people interested. Change your tone, your pitch, your speed. Go louder when you want to energize, go softer when you want people to lean in. It's the dynamic voice that keep people listening, right? So these are the three tips I wanted to share with you. Let's move on to the next session where I would talk about the three traps to avoid. Now, the first trap you would like to avoid in the context of public speaking or storytelling is not believing your own story. This is one of the most common issues I see. If you don't believe in what you're saying, your audience won't either. You don't have to be overly dramatic or emotional, but you do need to feel connected to your story. If it doesn't matter to you, it won't matter to your audience. The second trap you would like to avoid is monotone delivery. You could be saying the most interesting thing in the world, but if you say it all in the same tone at the same speed with no change in energy, your audience will tune out. A monotone voice is like a background voice, it's difficult to keep focus on. The third trap you would like to avoid is filler sounds. Let's admit, we all do it. These little sounds sneak in when we are nervous, especially when we are thinking at the spot. But too many of them can distract the audience from your message. The solution is very simple: pause. Silence is better than a filler. It gives you space to think and your audience space to listen. So these are the three traps, right? Now, this is the code I really love. It's an honor to have people's attention. Use it wisely. So, this is the space we would like us to be in. But let's take a step back and understand what storytelling really is. So, what is storytelling? When we think of the word storytelling, we don't think of bedtime stories anymore. Today, storytelling is everywhere in LinkedIn posts, brand campaigns, job interviews, and whatnot. Why? Because it works. Storytelling isn't just a soft skill, it's a powerful skill. Before we had spreadsheets, we had stories. Before we had PowerPoints, we had paintings. And let's be honest, sometimes those paintings are far more engaging than those slideshows we go through every day. Storytelling at its core is an art of making people care. It's how we turn facts into feelings, data into drama, and information into impact. Storytelling isn't just a sequence of words, it's a journey. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And most importantly, storytelling has emotion, conflict, and resolution. It's not about what happened, it's about why it mattered. And everyone is a storyteller. Whether you're into marketing, sales, software, and whatever you do, if you're trying to get someone to understand, remember, or act on something, you're telling a story. Remember that simple classroom event I shared earlier? It wasn't dramatic, but it became a story. Why? Because I chose to express. And maybe, just maybe, you have such stories too, waiting to be told. And that's the heart of storytelling. It's not about sounding perfect, it's about being real. So, no, you don't need to be Shakespeare to tell a story. You just need to be human, perhaps a brave one. Remember, a successful talk is a miracle. People see the world differently afterwards. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.